Hello, Szewczaks. It's me, Maja Szewczak, and welcome to another Idea Sunday. In this episode, since all my Idea Sundays are changing the cabochons a lot, I've decided to challenge myself. And the challenge is change this teddy bear cabochon as little as possible so I can still change it, but can I just improve it, just not change it, like still change it but as little as possible. The change will be not that dramatic, just more of a simpler project, and make it as resemblant of its old self as possible. So I can't really see the features, so what we're going to do, keep it as a teddy bear, bring out the features in as pastel colors as possible that I have, because it's a cabochon and look, it's flat at the back, and I sort of want to fix that without changing it too much. So we're going to fix the back. We're going to try to change it as little as possible so it's like something different, keep its resemblance, and to bring out the features in as pastel colors as it's possible for me. I will use markers in as pastel colors as possible because the shiny texture actually makes the eyes feel more alive, and acrylic paints would just make it flat and matte, while this is shiny and glossy, so I want to keep the glossiness of this, because this is the video that I'm trying myself a challenge that is like changing it as little as possible, for me at least. Still change it, but as little change as possible. Okay, let's get started. I said I wanted the eyes and the nose and the feature as pastel as possible. So what markers I'm going to use? I'm going to try to make it as pastel as possible with this pearl white and blush. They aren't white, but maybe they're not like white, but it will work to make them as pastel as possible. But at the back I'm going to experiment on this surface because the back's anyways going to be covered up in 3D enamel effects, because I have some white ones with the 3D enamel effects. They're white, they're glossy, so it will be perfect if I can do a good job on it. But anyways, experimenting time. The camera is showing the color I'm going to do as it's white, but it is a very pastel pink that my camera doesn't pick up well, and not everybody's going to see. I can see a little bit, but it's so pastel. most people will just think it's just white. My eyesight is like this, so that's how I see. Here there's a slight tint of pink, but it's not very noticeable on this. But at least I know what I'm going to use, so I'm going to use it for the eyes. And maybe the nose, but I'll think about it because I want the eyes and nose to be as pastel with markers as it's possible. So now, let's do it. I've made it so pastel to the point that I don't consider this pastel pink. It's not pastel pink, it's white pink because it's like a higher tier of pastel that is so light that 98% people will just say it's white, but it's pink. The eyes are pink, the nose is pink. Well, you may say it's white. It is white and pink that is so pastel. It's a white pink, and I'm happy with that. Because what I was going for was bring out a little bit of the features, changing this white base as little as humanly possible, with the exception of bringing the eyes out and the nose, but the back is flat, so what I'm going to do with that, just simply put 3D enamel effects over it. If it doesn't build up, I'll start adding white glossy beads. White, so it would be as white and glossy as it's possible for me to make it. Is it just me, or does the video where I try to change cabochons as little as possible? It's like the second extreme, changing it as much as possible is one extreme that I've been doing a lot. Now I want to go to the other extreme, change it as little as possible in terms that it's still going to be changed, but as little as possible I can. So just trying to not make that flat. And yes, I was going to use the as glossy white beads as possible, so I could build up the back of it, the texture for the teddy bear, for the doll house. Maybe it's going to be like a decoration for the doll house or something, because it will not have fur, because I'm keeping things white and glossy as humanely possible in this video. But I'll still have to let it dry and go over with the 3D enamel effects again until it's completely smooth. But the beads are just building up the texture of it. And I'll still have to do 3D enamel effects until I'll get the smoothness to the level that I like. I know it won't be perfect, but at least I can try. So let's let that dry. And then keep covering it until it's smooth with the 3D enamel effects. Build up. This is the first layer. There is lots of beads and holes visible, but I've put the warnings for people that don't like seeing that sort of texture, so they can skip it until the second layer where they are less visible. I did a thick second layer. It's still visible with the beads, but not as visible because I did it thick enough to not be that visible. And this is the third layer of what I did in the back. Not the smoothest thing ever, but it's okay. Because it is a teddy bear and I think it looks even more like a teddy bear like this. So that's the back of it, that's the front of it. I'm changing it as little as possible, but here it's a little bit bumpy. So I'm going to kind of cut that off with tiny scissors. That's better. The focus is playing on me today, so please ignore that anyways. Oh, yes, this spot needs to be removed because we're changing it as little as possible. The focus. Anyways, that's the finished teddy bear. What do you think of it? The eyes are white pink because it's a pink so light. 98% people will think it's white, but it's pink. So that's what's been going on with the video. And I think in the doll house, I'm just going to package it as a bear that you can color. Kind of toy or something, just for the dollhouse. I really like to stylize my cabochon makeovers. This bow is removable because let me show you the back. So it's got this. Just a little bit of extra touch added. But it's still removable, so that is a light in the challenge as long as I can remove it for the before and after pictures. So Szewczaks, what do you think of the finished product of the teddy bear? I see it like a kind of like a blank canvas craft kit for dolls, especially that the eyes and the nose have a little bit of pink in them, but it's so light that it's a white pink. And the removable bow, I've made it removable so it's changed as little as possible. However, I did have to give it texture at the back so it isn't flat anymore, but I did what I needed to do and I'm happy with it. However, at the back how to do thick layers of 3D enamel effects. But I've still gotten the glossy texture even though with the beads. Well, it looked kind of unpleasant to the point that I had to warn people about the unpleasant texture because I know some of you may not like the texture of holes in them. Some people wouldn't like it, so that's why I put out the warning. So viewer discretion was advised in this video. But anyways, what do you think of the teddy bear? Please tell me. Time for the before and after, and bye Szewczak. See you in another video. Bye.